That's the question that we are asking. Have political parties normalized violence? Let's quickly go across to all our guests. Bhaskar Ghosh, leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Professor Om Prakash Mishra, leader of the TMC. PKD Nambiar, political analyst, opposed the BJP. And Raghav Chadha, MLA and spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us.
PKD Nambiar. Just hold on. It is the police that registers the FIR. It is not the complainant who registers the FIRs. Now, if the police, which reports to the MHA, the Bharatiya Janata Party,
okay, sure. One moment, PKD Nambiar. Mr. Nambiar,
I wanted to come in.
Yes, Mr. Mishra, I'll come back to you. Let Mr. Nambiar open his account. Yes, Mr. Nambiar, I want to ask you, see, the point is no political party right now can be holier than thou. Right? Do you see these allegations are very similar in nature? You allege that the TMC did what it did. TMC is saying something else. A fake equivalence is being created. A theory is being planted, right? Similarly, over here, the BJP has been accused, which is something very, very scary. In fact, just imagine if this can be done to the Deputy Chief Minister. What chance does anyone else have? So is this an attempt to normalize violence and then present fake equivalence?
Sangeet, firstly, any kind of political violence, or for that matter, any kind of a violence is absolutely unacceptable in a democracy or a thriving, vibrant democracy like India. So whether it is in Bengal or whether it is in Delhi, if there is any kind of an attack, which all needs to be condemned. Now coming back to the first part of the discussion that is about the attack on Mr. Nadda.
Yeah.
Look at the way that the West Bengal politics has been happening from over the last few years. Ever since how Mamata Banerjee had come as an alternative against the left front, saying that the left front was considered to be, or the CPIM-led government was considered to be very brutal on people and killing on a large number of political violence. Against that, she came as an alternative, saying that she is going to give a very different kind of a politics. Sure. On the contrary, what Mamata has provided is there are more than hundreds of people have been killed in political violence, and most of the time it is primarily the receiving and is been the Bharatiya Janata Party workers. More than 133 people have been killed. This number can be here and there, but 133 people have been killed in a political violence. What kind of a democracy are we talking about? What kind of a development are we talking about? I think it requires a real look that Mamata Banerjee, she herself should look at her own governance and what is the kind of an alternative she had given. And attacking a person like JP Nadda, that too, as somebody else was telling in the show, that the president of a national party and the ruling government and a former minister and an MP, I think this is highly condemnable. And I think there is no parallel or a discussion can be taken place. And we all have seen that various visuals in all across.
Sure. My point is that right now what was expected of the TMC, Mr. Mishra, I'll come back to you, Mr. Chadha. Mr. Mishra, what was expected of the TMC was to say that we condemn this act of violence. We condemn this act of violence, and then we are going to see to it with the help of our police force who was responsible behind it. If the police is found lax, then we'll take action against them as well, because if I see the footage carefully, I can see that the police was there. They were along the sides of the road. And then this violence happened.
You have seen that
in the presence of the policemen. One moment. But what did we get from the TMC? It's some sort of a comparison, some sort of a theory, conspiracy theory. My bigger concern over here is, Mr. Mishra, am I to assume that this is nothing but a trailer just ahead of the assembly election?
Another point on the Delhi incident.
Yeah, I'll come back to Delhi. Mr. Mishra,
I would like to have a quick rebuttal.
First, Mr. Mishra, please.
The people who orchestrated the communal riots in Delhi, who are the people who have attacked Manish Sisodiya's residence. It is all there, and so therefore the BJP trying to keep the focus, and they are trying to
one by one,
create unrest in Bengal that is not going to wash away. So therefore, I would request the national media.
Let Mr. Mishra finish, please.
The publicity.
Okay, this is the way TMC and the Mamata
Sure. Let me give the last word in this discussion to Raghav Chadha. He wanted to come in.